Welcome back. This is Upfront here on ENCA. Sandile Gangqose has come through to give us a bit more context to the death of Kobe Bryant. What a loss it is to the game of basketball. In fact, he was larger than basketball, wasn't he?
Transcended basketball. If you just look in terms of his community outreach, specifically in LA, Southern California, in fact, that's exactly why he died, because he was on the way to a basketball game at his own academy, the Mamba Sports Academy. And this is, of course, where it all started, 1996. That's, of course, the former NBA Commissioner, David Stern, who's also passed away. So kind of brings it into perspective that we've come this far, that both of these legends of the game, in terms of the NBA, are actually gone. And as you can see, he was only 18 years old at the time. He didn't go to college.
Yeah.
This is a guy that jumped straight from high school into the NBA as an 18-year-old. And it was actually good to see, just in terms of, you know, that sort of progress, because usually the whole concept is you have to go through college for 4 years, maybe 3 years at a minimum to get to the NBA. And this is, of course, who he came up against. And I found this very poignant. This is obviously Michael Jordan. People regard him as the greatest player ever in terms of basketball. I have other ideas, but that's besides the point. And this is Kobe Bryant defending him. Now, the interesting thing here is they're having a conversation.
Yes.
While he's guarding Jordan, he's actually asking Jordan for advice. I remember seeing this on a documentary, and Jordan said that while Kobe was guarding him, he was asking him for advice. How do you beat defenders? How do you know where the defender is?
That's beautiful.
If your back is turned to him? And Jordan told him, listen, you got to feel the defender out with your legs. You don't look at him. You got the ball in front of you. Feel the defender with your legs. And it's kind of amazing that a legend of the game would pass that sort of information while he's trying to beat the same guy on the court.
Because at the time when Kobe Bryant came up, the main guy, the person who was dominating at the time, was Michael
Jordan.
Yeah.
And obviously here, all of these players were trying to be Michael Jordan at this juncture in time. This is probably 1996, if not 1997. Yeah. Jordan is, of course, the all-empowering guy in the NBA in terms of him winning all those championships.
Yeah.
And obviously Kobe Bryant then became Michael Jordan, was obviously compared to Michael Jordan in terms of his numbers, his stats, his style of play. Yeah. It was very good to see, just in terms of another NBA superstar trying to get to that level, because you have to understand, to guys like us who are our age, in terms of 35 plus, 40 plus, Jordan was the all-beats of basketball, along with guys like Magic Johnson. But then to the younger generation, guys who are probably in their 20s, Kobe was Jordan. He was the Jordan of their generation. Absolutely. And I think that's very nice to see, just in terms of the development of the NBA, it carrying through to the following generations. You've got guys like, this is an interesting shot, because as I told you, Jordan was telling him to use his legs to field the defender. And it's interesting, he's using Jordan's advice on Jordan. As you can see, he's got his back to Jordan, and he's used his leg to feel where he is, and he's spun away from constantly beating him. So that's almost like the baton being passed from one generation to the next. And just in terms of Kobe, in terms of being a great player, he was always compared to Jordan. As you can see, the stats are almost identical. You can see here, in terms of the points, his highest points game was an 81-point game. That was unbelievable. That's the only other player that scored more than that is Will Chamberlain. That was
81 points.
81 points. Game. To put it into perspective, college teams sometimes don't get over the 75-point threshold as a team, as a collective. This is one guy scoring 81 points. Jordan's highest point game was 69. Jordan has the better stats. He's got more championships. He's won 6 to Kobe's 5. He's got more MVP titles. He has a bigger global reach, you'd probably say, through his Nike Air Jordan campaigns and whatnot. But I mean, in terms of playing style, playing caliber of player, they're probably very similar. But you'd have to.
I think what you're saying, Sandile, you see it there in that last bit of statistic that you have there, game winners.
Game winners.
Kobe had
more game winners than Jordan.
Yeah.
And Jordan was known for game winners at the buzzer. Yeah. But if you look at the actual stats, though, Jordan had 173 40-plus point games, Kobe 125. So Jordan beats him on all of the stats, even the most important ones in terms of championships. He's got 6, Kobe's got 5. But in terms of overall reach and standing in the game, they're probably neck and neck. Kobe's scored more points in his career than Jordan, though. So just in terms of that, you can actually say that they're neck and neck in terms of the NBA. And this is what I'm speaking about. This is Kevin Durant, the new generation of NBA player. And he's obviously saying that I did idolize Kobe Bryant. I studied him. I wanted to be him. He was our Michael Jordan. And that's exactly what we're speaking about. So this is almost like a passing of the baton from Michael Jordan to Kobe Bryant himself, and him passing that knowledge, because they're having a conversation right there.
Yeah.
So that's actually
it's actually quite powerful.
The stature and the mark of the man that he was.
It's almost like a recreation of
what happened to him when he was coming into the league.
Sandile Kangqose, thank you so much for coming through. By the way, do you want me to tell the nation that you were pulling faces behind the camera before coming on?
They probably know that's going on in any case. I'm that kind of guy.
Man.
I mean,
it's kind of hard to work when you do those kind of things.
But you've got to be on your game, though.
Sandile Kangqose watching All Things Sport for us this afternoon here on ENCA.